This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are out here hooking you up with the best of the best when it comes to guests. And today we have another special guest. So, guest, please just introduce yourself.
So, hi guys, my name is Wayua, but on Instagram, Wayua Mutuku. I'm also on YouTube as Wayua, and I recently opened a TikTok page. It's Wayua, just Wayua. Yeah, currently focusing on growing my Instagram page as a fashion model. I am so passionate about fashion. You guys should check out my Instagram page. Yeah, so about my experience as an aspiring fashion model, I've not yet worked with any brand or collaborating with anyone yet.
Yeah.
So what do I have to talk about actually?
So I just want us to talk about, like, for you, when did the interest in fashion start?
Okay, the interest. I wouldn't say, okay, I wouldn't lie to you guys that my interest ilianza nikiwa mdogo or something of the sort. I've always been, tuseme tu, I dress nicely, but I didn't have the passion of being a model, at taking photos and showcasing my fashion to other people. So my friends ndo walini insist, you know, Winnie, you dress so nicely and you take good photos of us. Okay, I take good photos of my friends. And all those photos that you've seen on my Instagram page, I actually take them by myself using my phone. So yeah, even though nilianza, I started taking my own photos, niki-upload kwa Instagram. At first it was hard because, you know, consistency and all that. But yeah, right now I can say I'm catching up and it's going on so well.
From now, you know, being a fashion model, I would just like you to talk about maybe who is your fashion model and who's your fashion icon and why.
My fashion icon. Okay, I'll just be simple. My fashion icon, it's actually a Kenyan one. It's anaitwa with Wendo in Instagram. I just love her, you know, the way she plays around with all forms of style, starting from street style to corporate world style, all that, and her vintage looks and the way, yeah, simply the way she displays her fashion, that inspires me actually. Most of my inspirations are from her page with Wendo.
Now,
Yeah.
you've talked about your friends just commenting on your fashion and saying how good it is.
Yeah.
You know, and then you've also talked about now growing into content creation and maybe even sharing your fashion with other people through Instagram. So let's say in future, do you see yourself like growing into trying entrepreneurship in the fashion side?
Okay, entrepreneurship, not really. Maybe I can, okay, I'm planning to try being a stylist to style, you know, those big brands, but not really at being that entrepreneurial. Yeah.
And then another thing I would also just like to us to talk about is, where does your sense of style come from? Is it maybe from music, others? Is it from movies? Is it from our culture? You just look at our culture and maybe you try to come up with something.
Okay, I would say it comes from movies, but then I think it's just a gift from God. Imagine I just go shopping. Okay, I thrift all my clothes. Naendanga kwa those, you know, like Think Twice and all izo shops. Ama Gikomba. So I get a few pieces and then I just come and try them out. Na mix too and try and error. Yeah, and they all work out.
In Kenya, when we talk about fashion, you see other countries, they have very many brands. So most of the clothing that we have in this country are not even from our own brands. So if do you think maybe if we build an industry around it, we can have more people like you, we can have an industry that pays people well? Do you think that can happen?
Yeah, I think why not? It has happened in other countries, why not in Kenya? I think it can.
Yeah, so from you just doing this fashion thing, even if you have not worked with these brands, I know one day, of course, you work with these brands if you continue
Amen.
putting up if you continue putting out your content. So uh like I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, there was this launch by Fenty, and guys went there, and there were rumors that they were not even paid. I don't know if you saw that. So maybe
Yeah.
you can you do a gig and agree not to be paid? They usually say we are paying you by exposure. So how do you, in that situation, like you, how did you view things? Because there were a group of people who were okay with not being paid, and there is a group of people who were bashing those influencers who were called and they were not paid. So where is your stand on this?
Okay, I honestly believe when you're starting as a content creator, okay, wanasemanga you can unaweza kubali those free packages just for PR and all that exposure, but when you're a grown full influencer and you know uko na hiyo influence, see then it's okay for you to allow yourself to work for someone mwenye hakulipi and yet you're bringing them money. So yeah, for me, when you're starting, I think it's okay for the exposure and all that. But with time, when you're a grown influencer and you have all that influence, I don't think it's right to do free work.
On your
As for
Instagram, yeah,
yeah,
on your Instagram, I have noticed that you don't post so much. So is this maybe your strategy, or why is it so?
I don't post so much in the way like I think I've been posting a lot recently. Actually, I post daily in my Instagram stories, and then in my feed, I post like maybe 3 times to 4 times a week, and that's much for me, honestly. But again, it's also a strategy, as you said.
When it comes to YouTube, you're also not that consistent. So like, why is it so?
Okay, on YouTube, I currently took a break because I want to rebrand. I was doing lifestyle content. Now I want to start doing fashion. So that's why I took a break. But I'll
Eh,
be back. I'll be back.
Yeah, and I just want you to talk about what happens behind the scenes. So if us we see, let's say, an episode of 20 minutes, like what does it take for you to even come up with that episode? Is it something that you just come up with, or you have to sit down, plan, I'm going to do this? How is it? Just take us through the preparations.
Oh my god. Imagine it's not that easy as you guys think. You know, you have to wake up. Okay, leo jiambie today I'm creating YouTube content. So you have to fix those periods of during the day that you'll have to record you. Huwezi record everything. Especially for lifestyle content creation, it's so hard because you have to show people how you're living life. You have to show them everything that you're doing from morning to evening. So you have to be on the camera tangu uamke ama hadi jioni. So some prefer, they just plan, like they'll plan how they do their day for like 30 minutes, and that's what you'll see in the camera. See it, they'll record how they are living their life during the day. Okay, that's what I used to do, and I assume that's what most people do to just save on time. So there's that, you have to record the footage and you have to take time to edit. So like the footage inaweza kuwa 1 hour, you have to edit it to be a 20 minutes video. So the editing part, it's the hard one. You have to, lazima uangalie ni part gani itaingia kwa video, ni gani utatoa. Yeah, but all in all, we try.
As a creator, you know, you're putting your life out there for people to see. And this is just through your Instagram. You talked about TikTok, and you've also talked about YouTube. So do you find these people who send you hateful comments, or maybe you have good fans who do not hate you, they just love everything you put out?
Okay, at the moment, bado sijapata those hate comments, but I'm sure they'll come. Okay, I'm expecting them, but I don't know, when they come, maybe nitajua how to handle them, but I'm okay with sharing my life on social media so that those comments won't stop me. But in life, lazima tu utakuanga na haters. You'll have people who love what you're doing. Lazima tu you'll have people who hate. And those haters apparently ndo they follow. How ndo wana following whatever you put up huko kwa social media. So you just have to keep up with what you're doing.
So if I ask you, like, if I ask you in the long run, like, what do you want to achieve from this fashion?
What I want to achieve is first and foremost, I want my Instagram page to grow. Like, I want it to grow. I want to be influential. Nataka kuwa influencer. I want to work with brands, big brands, to a point that maybe nitajipata kwa billboard, you know, such things, and kwa magazines. I also want to feature in magazines. Unaona venye sahi I've featured in your interview. Actually, it's my first interview. Yeah, and I'm hoping God will open those doors. Yeah, that's all for now.
From the experiences that you have just had, what can you say are the lessons that you have learned as we are finishing up? Just share with us the lessons that you have learned. You have been sharing content on IG. We've talked about YouTube. We are talking about you now rebranding and sharing fashion content. So far, what can you say are the things that you have learned?
Okay, kwanza for me, the hard part ni the consistency part. You know, like creating content by this rahisi, and your followers expect you to be posting even at times daily. Those times maybe you don't have photos, so you like have to push yourself. Hata kama you feel like you're burnt out, you have to push yourself, take those photos and post them. Videos, you have to record them, edit them, put them up uko kwa YouTube for your subscribers to see. So for me, the hardest part is consistency. And also, I told you I take my own photos. So at the moment, I don't have a tripod stand. So I put my phone kwa some weird places. I risk it, pia inaweza anguka ivunjike. But I'm hoping to get one with time. Yeah, and also pia ukienda kupiga picha huko in public, watu wanakuangalianga zile za what's wrong with this girl. And you've seen my photos in IG. My fashion sense si ile yenye, you know, the society inakubali. So dressing like that and going to take photos huko nje, watu wananiangalianga wa. But with time unazoea tu. Yeah, I think that's the hard part. Yeah, for someone who's mwenye hana Wi-Fi connection, that can be hard here. Yeah, that's majorly it.
Yeah, okay. So thank you so much for giving me your time, and I really wish you all the best.
Thank you, and I appreciate for hosting me.